watch more of Rick Santorum's interview there on Meet the Press. It'll be coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern, right after our show here on MSNBC. Has the Republican primary season proved a boon for President Obama's re-election campaign? Well, the president's campaign advisor and former press secretary Robert Gibbs appeared on CBS's Face the Nation this morning and took a shot at the GOP candidates.
This entire process for them has become corrosive. I think it's become destructive. I think as you see them roll out tax plans that cut taxes for the wealthy and add trillions of dollars to our deficit, it drives independent voters away. So it's a fascinating process to watch.
Joining me now, journalist and publisher Karen Hunter, an MSNBC contributor, as well as GOP strategist Ron Bonjean. Good to see you both. Thanks for being here.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
We'll do ladies first with you, Karen. So the president himself has remained pretty quiet on the primary. When do you think he's going to jump into it?
When he has to. And right now, he's doing a lot better not staying in it at all, because these guys are just doing the job for him. I couldn't imagine a better campaign push than what the Republicans have laid out for this president. He could lay in the cut probably until midsummer and not have to lift a finger for his own campaign. It's beautiful.
Hey, Ron, the New York Times has a front-page piece out today saying that the president's re-election campaign is launching an effort to attract women voters, using that whole birth control debate that was going on the last few weeks. How does a Republican candidate secure the female vote amid that debate?
Well, I'll tell you, that's a very good question. You know, the battle over the female vote isn't going to be won over the birth control or the contraceptive debate, and I think both parties really risk getting wrapped around the axle on that one. The key here is everyone wants more jobs, a better economy, more food on the table, less gas, lower cost of gasoline prices. They don't really care about the social issues here. They want the fundamentals to be taken care of, because that's the biggest concern of this economy. If the Obama campaign gets really involved in this and overreaches, it could backfire on them big time. I think Republicans are trying to pivot away now from the contraceptive debate and get involved more in the economic issues, and I think tax time is going to really help with that.
Hey, Karen, I want to get into you with potential backfire here, because the president, as you know, took a bit of a victory lap, saying that America's coming back. This was after Friday's positive jobs report, but the election is still a long 8 months away. Do you think he may be digging himself into a hole if the economy slips in that time?
Yes and no, but I think Ron is actually wrong, because the Republicans have made the social issues an issue, and they've been really curiously quiet when that Rush Limbaugh thing exploded. 67% of independent women voters agree with President Obama's birth control message or birth control plan. And so that issue that the Republicans made still is going to be part of the whole primary discussion and part of the general discussion probably. This president, if the economy slips, could possibly have a problem, but I don't see that happening, Alex. I don't see it happening at all. I think it's going to continue to be in a positive direction, because quite frankly, you know, the way it started before, it can't help but continue to do better.
You know what, Ron, I'm going to ask you to respond to that and ask you also to do so with regard to social issues versus economic issues, and the extent to which you think you're going to focus on one versus the other, particularly if the economy continues in an upward trend.
Well, you know, the economy still is very dicey. I mean, we do have good signs of job growth, and that's great, but we have rising gasoline prices. We have exploding deficits in debt. We still have more than 25 million Americans who are unemployed or underemployed, just not looking for work. President Obama is under 50%. He hasn't been able to break that mark. In fact, his support has been pretty much, you know, catatonic throughout this whole period of time. So Republicans are focusing on economic issues. You're going to see them concentrate more on that than the social issues. And I hope the Obama campaign says, let's focus on the birth control debate so we can pivot away from that and let them get wrapped around the axle regarding that one.
Yeah, Ron, but you say 50% Obama hasn't cracked, but none of the Republicans have cracked 35%. So we're still in a situation where...
Well, you have the President of the United States who's sitting in the White House and everybody knows who he is, yet you have got 4 Republican candidates.
And Mitt Romney ran. This is his second go-round, and no one knows who he is, and he's the front runner. Give me a break.
Mitt Romney is leading President Obama by 5 points, according to Rasmussen, in a poll
in other polls, he's
March 9th.
trailing. But the bottom line here is this president is working towards building the economy, while the Republicans are all talking about social issues and
I thought he's focused on birth control. I thought the New York Times said that's what he's going to be focused on. It's going after the contraceptive debate,
Can I get
which is
into with the
great.
bottom line question? I do want to ask you, Ron, with regard to the primary and what's happening on Tuesdays, delegate count aside, if Mitt Romney has a big win in the southern primaries, either of them, do you think it's game over for all the other GOP candidates?
I think it's very difficult for the other candidates to try to take him out. I mean, he is clearly going to be the front runner if he does a sweep. I do think because you have a plurality of delegate vote that there still is going to be a race here, meaning that Santorum and Gingrich and Ron Paul, they're not going to get out. They're hoping to keep Romney from getting over 1,144 votes, the majority, in order to capture the nomination. And that's their strategy now. They can see the math, and they're trying to see if they can get to a contested convention rather than letting Mitt Romney get to that majority vote.
Okay. I want to thank the both of you for being here. Karen Hunter, Ron Bonjean, thanks.
All right.
Thank you so much.
We're going to get now to what a lot of people are talking about, which is Game Change, the movie. It is based on the book of the same name. The movie premiered on HBO last night after a lot of build-up. So here's your clip.
Who all have we vetted?
Romney, Christ, Valenti, we're trying to vet Bloomberg.
Who can we win with?
None of them. It is a change year, sir. We desperately